Okay, yeah. I know I'm in such a conflict with it because I'm someone who wants more tattoos, but I'm also like, I also want to pursue all these dates for work. So it's like, oh,
Yeah, I feel you. We went the PSC direction primarily because of her tattoos. Like
mm,
we toyed with the GFE route. She tried to do it herself with the dresses and this and that, and it just
just
I don't
wasn't
know.
working.
Yeah, I had another girl who came to me
Yeah.
similar thing. Her profile was a real mishmash. She had like the luxury dress, and then she had the lingerie, and we went in the PSC direction. She just got way more work. It was just very difficult to compete with the GFE girls with the tattoos.
Yeah. Yeah.
But life isn't all about work, right? Like if you did want to get more tattoos and really go in that direction, you can just rebrand again. It just is
Can
going to mean
change it.
different
Yeah.
pros and cons. Yeah.
Precisely. Yeah, it was interesting actually. One of my best friends actually, she used to do escorting for an agency, and yeah, she was saying the same thing to me. She was like, yeah, she was constantly overhearing her madam on the phone, like talking about like tattoo descriptions specifically. Now she's like covered, so she's like, I could never go back and do the same kind of work. But yeah, she was. It was interesting to hear about her experience with that.
Yeah. The only other angle I've seen, and I haven't worked with them, so I can't say how financial and lucrative it is, but I have my like gut feeling, is I have seen those girls who are really tattooed. What was that girl? She was really something. Do you remember her?
Hmm. Possibly. I've seen some heavily It's the thing, I follow so many beautiful escorts that are covered in tattoos, and they seem very GFE, so that's why I'm so confused right now. Like, there's one in America. She doesn't seem PC. She's covered. Her name's...
Hmm.
Obviously, I have no idea how well she does, but, like, I love her brand. It's just like that classic blonde beauty, but she's just covered in tattoos. But, who knows?
Yeah, that's the other angle I've seen. If they haven't gone PSC, they try to go the creative central kind of route. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, yeah, she's very much like that. She seems like creative. Yeah.
I haven't worked with them personally, so it's difficult for me to speak from experience, but
Mm,
I've worked with girls on the cusp, and I can say that we like they weren't busy. We
mm.
pushed into the PSC because we were just shopping in a bigger pond. Like they were getting guys who were really into like a raunchy experience, and the tattoos weren't an
Mm,
issue. Whereas if you push
yeah,
into the central, you're now looking for that small category of people who are kind of looking for a fully tattooed girl or really into that. It's just a smaller pool to fish in. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
Which doesn't mean you can't make a lot of money. I
Mm,
like bigger pools of clients because we have so many limitations in terms of geographical and price point. It's like it's not like OnlyFans. If you're this really heavily tattooed sensual girl on OnlyFans, you have the whole world to market to because your service is digital.
mm,
If you're a heavily tattooed sensual girl providing an escort service where you only get paid if someone physically sees you literally have your local demographic slash anywhere you tour. So the pool,
mm.
like the pond of people we're talking in terms of numbers is just so much smaller. Plus, I have to pay so much more to see you. So that's why I go into these. It seems counterintuitive with today's OnlyFans, like be this brand to be super unique, but it's because it's not a comparable service.
Mm. Yep, that's fair. But I'm still getting my head around that. It's just like it doesn't make sense to me if they hate tattoos, but they'll see me and then still see me again if they just because they didn't see it in the photos. It's basically hooking them in, right? I guess.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's
And then being
exactly
like,
what
oh,
it
she's
is.
actually not that scary, even though she's got tattoos. Is that the kind of thing it is?
The the image, the visual that they have of the classic girl next door, she just doesn't have tattoos. Like I can't explain
Yeah,
it
it's
any
true.
more
She
simply than
doesn't.
that. Yeah.
But the fact is, they're still coming back anyway, even though I've got tattoos. That's what I'm trying
Because
to
once
grasp
they're
my head
with you,
around.
it's about the experience. Like when we're pitching something, we're trying to sell it. We're trying to sell them on
Yeah.
something they haven't experienced yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Like clients are so much more forgiving. It's why if you work in a parlor, like it's
Mm,
totally different to advertising online. You're in front of the client, you can talk to them, you can vibe with them. Like I've known some girls who were not, 10 out of 10s, but they killed it in parlors because they just had that spark.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I remember as well. Like, I killed it in
Mm,
brothels. I was always very popular. Always did that GFE thing, but I've always had my tattoos. So
totally.
I'm
It's
just
it's
like,
because you've got
what?
that in-person element.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Like I just had one girl, she did a shoot. She's got tattoos as well, and she's editing them out. And just, funnily enough, for your kind of peace of mind around this tattoo thing, she's not even putting on her profile, I have my tattoos edited out. She's like, nope, they can just
That's
turn up
so
and see
good. I
that.
can just, oh, okay, I love that. That makes me feel so much better.
And she's probably, except for your side piece, she's got the same amount of tattoos as you. She's got a big snake on her back.
Oh, amazing. That's
I
awesome. She's like, no, not saying a
know.
word.
She's like, oh, gee. She's like, it's all good. I'm
That's
sure they'll
so
love me when they
funny.
open the door. It's so funny.
Yeah, which is so true though. Like, because I've seen like, older businessmen, they've never had a problem with my tattoos, which is why I was initially a bit resistant. I'm like, but they still booked me with those photos. But I guess is it more just a psychological like profile seeing the tattoos on a woman kind of thing versus a real life thing?
there's two things. So number one, there are some clients who don't like tattoos. And for this
Which
girl,
I'm well aware, yeah.
yeah, for this girl, like it's going to be 1 in 100, but there might come a day, and we've talked about how to handle it, where someone shows up, they see she has tattoos, they say, oh, I really don't like tattoos, and they leave. But we've even gone
Mm.
a few steps further with her. So she's going to open the door in clothing where they can't see the tattoos. And then she's
That's
going to
so funny.
do the warm up, get the money, put them in the shower, do the health check, and when they get into the bedroom, she's going to be naked with her tattoos. Like, who the fuck's going to leave that booking at that point? You know what I mean?
That's so funny. Yeah. Well, exactly. I mean, yeah.
So she's really going to the nth degree. But look, there will be some people who don't like them, which is why if you just put it on there, and I've had
Which
this
is,
with girls,
yeah. Oh, for sure. Which is why I had them shown in the first place, because I was like, well, if they don't like it, I want them to know beforehand. But
totally. But then to the psychological side, if you think visually, that girl next door that I fantasize about, the common visual probably doesn't include tattoos. And
yeah,
therefore,
yeah.
when they're
Which
looking
yeah.
at it, if we're trying to choose between you and another girl that kind of fits that profile, well,
Mm,
they might go for that one instead. So
yeah.
it just pulls away any like areas of resistance that could come up.
Mm.
That's all I'm trying to do. If you want to learn more escorting tips, just click the link below this video.